You aren't behind in life because of the things you haven't started doing yet. You're behind in life because of the things you should have stopped doing a long time ago. You could be jacked by now. You could be financially free. You could have built that business, started that project, you name it. Distractions. They're killing your potential, and I'm right there with you. If you want to learn how to stop them from halting your progress any longer, then stick around. In this video, I'm going to go over why distractions are killing your potential and exactly how I'm battling them to bring the life I want to live to reality. In order to do this, I'll define the scope of distractions so we're on the exact same page as to what we're addressing here, and I'll give some examples. Then, at the risk of being obvious, I'll paint a clear picture as to the destructive power and the gravity of distractions in your life when you don't have any control over them. But don't worry, I'll follow that up by showing you how I'm dealing with distractions in my life so that you can walk away from this video with a clear plan as to how to do the same. You'll come to see that although distractions are a major proponent of our problems, there are simple ways to defeat them and take back control in order to live your best life. Who am I? I was an avid gamer all my life. I made it to 350 pounds, spending all my time, every waking hour in front of the computer. Somehow I still believed I had the potential for bigger things, but I knew my state at the time was a result of my habits, so if I didn't make a change, I would never live the life I wanted to see. Now I've lost about 80 pounds since then. I hit some goals with my workouts, started my personal projects, made advancements with my career path, and my life is headed in only one direction: up. You already know what a distraction is if you clicked on this video. Regardless, here's how we'll define them clearly. A distraction is anything that pulls your attention away from the things that truly matter to you. Now that's a loaded definition because being able to identify distractions requires that you know what truly matters to you. Essentially, you have to have some form of goal or target in your mind. I'd assume you already have a general idea of what some of your goals are if you're looking into this topic. But if you want to know how to define clear goals, go ahead and drop down a comment and let me know by subscribing. I'll drop a video about that if you'd like. Distractions can come in many forms. Digital distractions. Notifications from your phone, social media binging Netflix videos, or constantly checking your email. Environmental distractions. This can be your cluttered workspace. It can be the traffic outside, construction, or any environmental noise. Just an environment that doesn't support your focus. Internal distractions. Your own thoughts, worries, or daydreaming. These can be particularly hard to manage since they come from within. Social distractions. Interruptions from people, whether it's colleagues, friends, or family during times where you need to be concentrating. And this last one we'll call pseudo-productivity. This is when we engage in tasks that make us feel productive, but are not in line with our more meaningful, deeper goals. This is a big one that goes under the radar for a lot of us. It's like rearranging your desk or, organizing your email instead of working on that business plan or writing that novel. We fall into this trap because these tasks are safe and they give us a sense of accomplishment. But they're just distractions from the harder, more impactful work. Remember, our time is limited, and every hour spent on pseudo-productivity is an hour less that you have to spend on things that truly matter to you. Now, we all know distractions are annoying, but have you ever thought about how they're actually messing with our lives beyond that? Distractions aren't just about losing a few minutes here and there. Studies show they can have profound effects on our productivity and mental health. For starters, when we get distracted, it's not just a quick switch back to what we were doing. Research suggests it can take up to 23 minutes to fully regain your focus after an interruption. So every time you look at your phone or social media, you're potentially losing half an hour out of your day just to refocus. But it goes deeper than productivity. Constant interruptions can lead to what's known as attention residue, where part of your mind can get stuck on previous tasks, which can affect your performance on the next ones. That cognitive load can make you feel overwhelmed and stressed, contributing to burnout. I've definitely felt something like that in my own life. In addition to that, distractions are addictive. The human brain gets used to the sense of instant gratification each time we decide to indulge a distraction like checking social media or sending a text. Over time, it becomes increasingly hard to resist distractions no matter how strong your willpower is. There's also this interesting phenomena where apparently distractions can alter your perceptions of reality. One study found that after being distracted, people might remember events differently or not remember them at all, essentially changing their reality. I don't know about you, but I'd like to remember the events in my life properly. So what does this mean for us? It means that if we want to thrive, change our lives for the better and not just survive, We need to take back control from distractions. After you've set your goals and realized that distractions are no bueno, these are the steps to take back control. Number 1 is to identify the usual suspects. What usually distracts you? Is it social media, texts, Netflix, food? Take a few moments to jot them down. If you aren't sure, then pay attention over the coming days. Notice what exactly triggers you to get off task, and then you can follow the next steps. Come here. For example, it might be your cat. Number 2 is to curate your environment. Optimize your workspace to remove distractions. Set up a specific spot free of clutter and whatever else distracts you. This is directly linked to digital hygiene. Number 3. Your digital environment is very real, so change whatever settings you need on your phone, your Mac, or whatever to stop getting those freaking notifications all the time that take you off task. Your digital environment is very real, so change whatever settings you need to on your phone and your computers so that you stop getting distracted by notifications or whatever else it might be. For me, that means basically do not disturb mode almost all the time with a few alterations for emergencies with like key people. I'll try and put a link in the description that shows you how to do that. If noise is a problem, put on noise canceling headphones. What I like to do actually, since YouTube videos are a big distraction for me, is I'll put on a YouTube video with like one of those, I don't know, focus frequencies or something like that, or maybe like some classical music, and that'll help me stay focused during that time where I'm not watching another video. I'll just make that my specific work time. So for the duration of the music, I'll be locked in. Number 4, time management. This isn't the same for everyone, but you have to find your best pattern for working. The only way to do this is to try different things. There's the Pomodoro technique, which I don't exactly resonate with myself because I find that by taking more breaks, I take myself out of work mode and I have to jump back in, which isn't perfect for me. But this is still really helpful if you're not jumping into things like social media or starting a new episode during your, 5-minute breaks or whatever. It's better if you use that break time to stretch your legs, go get a glass of water or meditate. My preferred time management technique is time blocking. I schedule blocks of time visually on my calendar where I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing at that time. I also schedule any food breaks or any extra breaks I need. It's extremely important that before you use this technique, you're aware of how your habits work before you start. You don't want to start off being all tyrannical and force yourself to take little to no breaks, especially not right away because you're not used to that and it's not going to last very long. Opt for a sustainable habit change by increasing your work time slowly and decreasing your break time. That's how you're going to get a long-lasting change. Number 5, and we all knew it was coming, meditation. It doesn't matter how you do it, but if you can get yourself to just do nothing for even 1 minute, that's a powerful pattern disruption that can allow you to reset and get back on task. I recommend you start your day off with a 5-minute meditation at some point in your morning routine, and then increase it gradually in the future. Then you can train yourself to practice mindfulness every time you notice yourself getting distracted, anxious, or just unsure about what you're doing right now and whether you're doing the right thing. You do this by closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths. Let's say 5. After 5 deep breaths, you can open your eyes and ask yourself if you're doing what you should be doing right now. If you're just taking a break and that's what you should be doing, then be present and enjoy it. If you're distracted and off task, then allow that to be disrupted and reorient yourself to the task at hand. Number 6 is to limit multitasking in your life. It's just not a real thing. You should only have one task that you have to do at any time. If it's more than that, you can easily get overwhelmed and end up doing nothing, or you'll just be super ineffective. So here's how you do it. As soon as there's 2 or more things that need to be done, you prioritize. Decide which one you're going to address first, then decide when you'll address the second one, and then get to it. If you're in the middle of doing something already, and a thought pops up and it keeps popping up about something that you should be doing, then just take a 20-second break and write that off to the side. Write it down somewhere you can access it quickly later. Then just keep doing what you're meant to be doing. When you finish that or take a break, you can just take a look at what you wrote down and reprioritize and reassess the order in which you should be doing things. I found that once I wrote down a task that I thought was super important that I needed to address right away, and then I waited, and did what I was focused on in that moment, 20, 30 minutes later, it actually ended up not being as relevant as I thought or as pressing. So you'll save a lot of time doing this. What I love about this is it takes you out of reactionary mode. So you can intentionally work on what you chose yourself, not just what comes up randomly. So I hope that gives you an idea as to why distractions are killing your potential and provides you a new approach for how to battle them. Tell me down in the comments what your goals are in that regard and tell me what you're going to do differently going forward. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. for more videos like this. I'm here to share a realistic, gentle approach to genuine growth, where we embrace the present moment and take steps towards actualizing our best lives.